Okay, this is Elliot WaveSage. Want to go ahead and just do this quick live stream here. Like always, none of this is financial advice. Always do what's best for you. Just use this as your education and entertainment purposes only. And here we go, guys. I will tell you a lot of greed and FOMO. I think the bulls were like frustrated, almost like an anger, almost like we saw with the shorts up here, angry. It was going up so much. I've seen the anger on the upside, like multiple posts, emotional pleas by Kramer, how sound the fundamental look is based on everything he's seeing, and he's right about all those things. Just the problem is we're in a bigger cycle correction, a higher degree correction. So they all want to go back to the moon. Now that we could still get these areas, but there could be a little bit more pain to come because if you have NVIDIA in a weekly cycle correction in big cap tech as well, I don't see how, especially the Qs, could come back to these highs. I just can't without further pain. So despite all this euphoria, greed, whatever you want to call this, trying to prime the pump during futures to get the people to chase it up here, whatever it is, it's great. It feels good. And I'm like, congratulations, if you got this, but we don't know where and when it ends. What news event is going to create why? We don't know. We don't control the market, but at some point, like a ticking time bomb, why is coming. And I don't know when it is, and no one's smart enough to know, but enjoy the pump. We expected this balance. We finally are getting it. And I would say that at some point it will fail. And then you'll see the panic that everyone expects to see because really there's still just too much hope, optimism, and just like everything's still okay. This will be like a lot of fear, more like real anger and sad and a lot of people will lose a lot of money here because they're going to be loading up right now thinking it's back to normal. It's not back to normal. But it is a good bounce. So everything's bouncing. That's good. But X, could end at any moment. I think if we look, if this is a flat connector, I'll show you the target area. This could be the target area where X finds resistance, or shall I say a reversal? Oh no, does that even fill the gap that everyone is like wants to see? Yeah, I guess it fills this gap. So maybe we can fill this gap. Maybe that's where we're going. Okay, so let's see. This gap's a tall order. It's possible. It's still possible. Okay, we'll see how this plays out. But there we go. If we make this push lower, I want to buy TQQ in this area, semis and all the goodies. Here I'm just watching the greed and the volatility. There are some good setups, but not in the indexes. All right, I'll go to your questions. Khalid, let's go to your questions, please. Yeah, Wolf, and that's a popular one. And let's take a look at what's going on. So right away, we broke our stop loss area. So, my recommendation always is to stop out because it could turn into something much more severe. As you could see, we only have 3 waves. There's no guarantee of the 5th wave. 5th wave is never guaranteed. So the break of that level starts to give you concern that you will not get the 5th wave. So if you don't get the 5th wave, then all you have is a corrective structure, and it could actually come back and break this low. So right now, there's really no reason to expect it to bounce until it finishes an impulse down now. So I would be looking at it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So you probably have a 4 and a 5 coming, and then a bounce. And I would just expect at least another swing lower. and then it may be able to find support for another push higher if it can hold these lows. But that's kind of what I'm looking at. GME broke the stop loss I mentioned earlier that you had to watch. And I know a lot of people are so angry, like, oh, why is it doing? Guys, the market's selling off. And again, I had stopped out at GME a long time ago. If you're opening up your stop losses, you're just going to lose all your money. That's why you have to have a stop loss. The first stop loss was right here at 24.33. And then once that broke, there was a little bit of hope, but it didn't work out. And now you broke this level. So I updated my GME chart. Basically, what I have now is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 1, 2. And then you have an ABC for W, ABC for X. And now you have 1, 2. You need another swing down. I'd be looking for this area right here, like I kept saying, like 20 bucks, 19. Could even get into this lower area, but we really want this low to hold with divergence erased on the 4-hour. So we already have done that. We'll see. We're well. So this is good and bad, right? It's pain, but by setting the 4-hour stochastic here, it creates a whole amount of upside for the future, right? Because it's not just going to go down forever. It's going to stop, and then guess what? It's going to come back up, just like it's done here and here and here and here. So there is a big rally coming, and the idea is this rally, when it comes, is going to break this high. That's the hope. So but would I buy it here? No, I've already stopped out. Well, I'm going to buy it back down here again, down in this area. I'll try my luck. Now, this low, if this low breaks, then it's something that is pretty bearish, because then what this turned into was a connector wave in a WXWYZ connector wave in an A, B, C. And honestly, it more than likely will come back down to retest the all-time low here. And that's just the way it goes. I don't make the market. I wish it would bounce, but it's not. So you have to manage your risk. And again, I have no emotional attachment to GME, to any stock. I come in and out. I could care less. I like the chart. I will come back in here. I've already stopped out personally of it. And I don't hold hope. I'm not hopeful. I trade a system. The system doesn't work. You leave it, you come back. If I'm lucky, I'll come back at 19 and I'll get this this mega pump. That's the idea. And then that's cool. If I don't get it, I'll stop back out again, and then guess what? I'll come back around $10 and try it again. And I'll just keep trying, and eventually I'll get another pump. It's going to come. So that's how you trade it. You just don't hold and watch all your money go away, and then you're hoping and praying and not sleeping. That's not how you trade these things. You got to go in and out. You stop breaks, okay, you leave it, you'll come back later, new targets are met. That's how it goes. So that's GME. And the market's weak, right? The market is weak. It's a weak market, and there's just no way around it. Now, silver looks like we're getting a good move higher. So this was in a buy area. I gave people, as long as we held this $26 area, and it actually looks like it's turning higher. So this was a trade that worked out, and it looks like the dollar index did peak, which is what you wanted. So again, I said silver will drop when the dollar index corrects this too. It dropped. Now it's over. Silver is moving higher. So guys, again, everyone was freaking out about it. So it's all playing out. The only thing that could throw this off is if the dollar index wants to take another swing higher. But if it does that, then you'll know what's going on. If it wants to take another swing higher up to here. So we'll just wait and see. But right now, there's no reason to think that. I think silver just should now be in wave 5. So now I would actually put your stop loss at 27. Maybe like 27 bucks, because now you're forming a connector wave for this cycle here. And so I think this is a good risk reward. So if you get lucky and get a little pullback, that could be another area to buy back in against this low. Okay, and it looks like you're up, almost finished at 3 here. Okay, something like that. So it all worked out. Silver worked out, right? Someone asked me a couple days ago, what can I buy? There's nothing to buy. Well, yeah, there was something to buy this. But it wasn't Tesla, it wasn't all the favorite stocks everyone loves to, cherish and dream about and hold. And they talk on this is just boring old silver. Boring old silver, right? But that's what was to buy, and that worked out. This trade is working out. I'm seeing it develop right before our eyes. And if the Fed surprises with a rate cut today, oh my God, this is going to probably go up a lot. So, good luck trading that, guys. Cool. All right, Jonathan, ALLR. Let's go to ALLR here. How's that doing? Let's see what happened here. So we got the third wave, 1, 2, 3. So we need to make that fifth wave right now. So the fifth wave, the fifth wave has to happen. If we break this little wick right there, then there's no fifth wave. It's a corrective structure, and it's actually going lower. I would not expect any more upside. So it's a very important moment. It's a very important moment to get this fifth wave. Okay. Then TEM. There we go. We're in the fifth wave. Let's take a look at some divergences. Okay, so you don't have divergence here. A little bit here. That looks like one cycle. We'll have to go to actually the 15-minute. Yeah, it's in a fifth wave, 5 of 5. It's in a 5 of 5, and you'll just have to decide when you want to leave. If you want to leave it, so it could end at any moment. It could end at any moment, and then it should retrace back down to 34.98. And if you could get a nice three-wave bounce, decline, this could be a really good trade opportunity for a 1-2, 1-2 out with this fifth wave. Remember, we talked about it. Now that we got this fifth wave, that goes away. So that's the count that I would be trying to go with here. That's the count I'll try to go with. Something like this. Something like this. Now, remember, when it finishes this wave, it could technically go all the way back down. So like when this cycle ends, don't expect it to just, it could be shallow, but it could be very deep. So, but looks like it's finishing up this move. All right, P. Defiance Silver Corporation. Let's look. I'm sure that's doing well now that silver's making the turn higher. Let's see here. No extended hours on that. We're moving so much. So like most of these miners, you have like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 right here. So it's probably some like 1, 2, 1, 2. And then 1, 2, 3. And you're out. Right? And then that looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down. So that's the idea. there. All right, so this could be almost no risk in extreme reward right here. Because you could just put your stop at 18.5 and the reward could be, beyond your imagination if this is the right count. So I mean, I don't trade the Canadian index, but I mean, you do what's best for you, but we'll see if this plays out today. We get him, and it looks like it probably will. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Now, if this low breaks, then it's obviously you're going to come back to retest this area, and then that's pretty bearish. So very important technical area that has to hold, just like silver had to hold 26 for the metal itself. It's probably some like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, some kind of flat. Okay. Thanks again, Amcore. Yeah, so Amcore just kept breaking down, and Amcore is another lesson in stop loss, right? You don't hold hoping, right? There was a setup we tried to play for and didn't work. The stop area was a long time ago. So if anyone's losing money, you guys aren't trading it right. You have to stop out of these trades. We had a more aggressive setup, a 1-2, 1-2, and the idea was if that was the right count, it was a good risk reward. But we broke 39.51 and stopped out. At least I did on this two waves right there. That was my pivot. So now if you just held out of hope, well, that's not how you trade. See, that's why I always say a good trader is different than a good, a good chartist. But here we go. So now we're in wave 2. So right away I looked at this and said we're going to 25, somewhere around here, 25, 26. And I mean, it's incredible. It's almost like a straight down crash correction. I mean, if we can get down to this area in the next week or two, it would be tempting to buy it as a crash correction. You got the daily cycle almost reset. It looks like we will be in a weekly cycle correction, which would be expected off of this impulse here. So definitely more downside is expected, but how we get there, I don't know. It could be today like it's bouncing right now, right? Isn't everything's like bouncing right now? So like it could be something like this, and then down later. That's the most likely path. But if it does just go straight down, this is probably the area to find support for a crash correction in 2. Again, big picture on Amcore, the future is bright. Okay, the future is bright. But the path getting there was a little more pain than we thought. That's okay. But the future is bright. So but a lot of people, just won't have the stomach to hold through this, or money management, or trading. You got to be nimble as a trader. But I'll be back. I'll be back in this later. So, but yeah, see, it's going to bounce now, but that bounce is going to more likely fail. It's will most likely fail. Okay, at some point, and the bounce could be pretty significant too, by the way. All right. Yeah, just got Amcore done. So you got 2 for Amcore. I got it done. Yeah, I mean, if you're stuck in this, I think you're going to get a bounce most likely, maybe even back up to 38. You could even get lucky up to 40. And then you could decide to dump it or not. But I wouldn't be surprised for a whole nother leg lower later. So now once we get into these areas here, I think that's going to be major support. And I don't see it. I see that as kind of like the bottom right around here. Okay. But as you could see, now you have a 1-2, 1-2 setup for the future is bright. But the path to get there was painful, unfortunately. Okay, guys, let's go to your questions. Yeah, I'm trying to do live streams at different times, shake it up a little bit. Baba, Yeah, BABA. So again, we're trying to time BABA with the K-Web and with the Hang Seng Index. Hang Seng Index pumped today, but I believe that pump will fail. Uh, and we got one more push lower. One more push lower. Uh, unless this morphs into something different. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Something like that. When we're trading in this area, the Hang Seng would be a good time to look at China, no matter the price. But then BABA, when that push comes, BABA really needs to hold this low here at 66. I'm still looking for another push down. Okay, I'm still looking for that. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Now, if we break this high, it's just B is going to extend. I think it still will fail. But if we do break this high, then I would expect a little more upside in the connector. Okay. So we'll have to wait and see how this trades today, if it gets faded or not. K-Web. See, K-Web is not near the buy-in area yet, even with a bounce. Okay, so I think I'm not interested in buying any of the China stocks yet. Not interested. Okay, let's keep going. CEG. Let's take a look at that. Constellation Energy. Let's see where we're at with that. It is in a buy area and up already bounced. So it was a buy yesterday. Of course, all the semis were in a buy area. Now this one, let's check the degree to make sure we don't have a bounce and failure possibility. So see, this 4 pretty much matches this 2 in time. 29 November, 27 March. So what is that, like December, January, February, like 4 months? Let's see, how far was this? May, June, July. Yeah, actually, it's not as long. So we also want to try the 618. So it's about halfway through. We did hit the 618. Daily cycle reset. Weekly cycle has not. So it's gonna. I think it's gonna bounce and fail. All right. So again, bounce and fail is my prediction with most of these and even this one. So I do believe we'll do something like this because the other correction took 4 months. This will probably take the same amount of time, and then we'll come down to some low. And we'll have to look. It could be, instead of a 4, we could label this as like a 1-2, 1-2, depending on how deep and intense it is, but something like that. And we're already getting the bounce, but I believe that bounce will fail. And again, the bounce, I can't tell you how high it's going to go, but it's already bounced. So the buy was yesterday, and we're getting the connector wave. All right. I ate the acid. Hey, thanks, man, for the big super chat. You made my day, man. Just want to say thanks again. Yeah, let's look at Tesla again. So Tesla to me is almost like backing into the low, because the only other scenario in Tesla is if it goes down past 200, then there's no other scenario but this being a connector wave in a bigger correction. 108. So that's pretty bearish, man. So it's almost like either you believe it's going to go to 108 or it's going higher. Like it's so binary to me. Now, of course, we wanted to hold this level at 214.71, but yeah, see, and this is a connector wave. This little bounce was strong enough. You had capitulation here. Let's look at the 4-hour. So here's the deal. If we break this low, if we break it and somehow erase divergence again, then possibly we're still in 4 and it's okay. But if we break the low and it makes an impulse, then I think we have to think the worst case with Tesla, and it's like a 3, 4, 5, and then we still get another bounce of some kind, and then a historic unraveling, probably with the entire stock market. Now, the other alternative, let me go back, is the 4 is in, and it will continue higher. On the will surge out today, surge out of this, and fill this gap today on today's trading. Now, the other possibility is it's going to start its corrective sequence, and it's just going to start moving down. You know, it's just going to start going lower, right? So I guess the way I would trade it is I don't know if I would stop out here. I'd probably put my stop at like 200 still, just in case it does a little like quick drop. It almost did that here. You see how it did that right here with this wick that like kind of tried to fool you, and even took this low out right here. It's kind of a trap, right? Watch for that, because that could happen again. Similar type of thing. You just drop, stop everyone out, and then it rips higher. So that's why I want to give myself a little room here. I don't want to put it. I want to put it so tight because there's a lot of games, a lot of you know, how can I say it? Chess. You know, it's kind of like people playing chess here with the market, even though I say it's poker, but sometimes this is chess. And this is pretty obvious. The market makers just want to stop everyone out before they rip this thing higher. I mean, they probably do the same. I bet they'll do the same thing, right? I mean, so just watch for that trickery. So I would say if it does something stupid like that, it could be an opportunity again for TSLL. But I think at some point you do have to like cut your losses if it doesn't work out. But it just seems to me like I don't see how it could get to those lower levels unless the market's really going to have a meltdown. So this is the count. So I'll still go with it. So that's my thoughts on Tesla, man. Good luck trading it. All right. I thought we covered. Did we cover? We already covered TEM already, right? I think we already covered that TEM. Yeah, we already covered it. All right. So then Tilray. Tilray again. Just there's probably no change to what I had earlier. It's just gonna keep pushing higher. Should keep pushing higher. Where are we in extended hours? Nothing there. So I would just keep looking for it to push higher. I would definitely have, you know, there's always a chance it's a flat and it could pull back down into and play this like game. Really, it needs to hold 161. But here it could be a lot of trader battles, day trader battles. Like it could do something like this and then rip higher. It could be here already finished, 1 2 1 2, and just push out. Lot of possibilities in this area, but as long as this low holds, it should continue to push higher overall. Father of daughters. Yeah, let's take a look at Pepsi, and then let's also look at the ETF for the staples, XLP, and see if that gives us any clues as to what may be going on in this staples. Now, a lot of the consumer staples are being hit by the GLP-1s, the GLP-1s here. So let's take a look at everything going on. So Pepsi had 3 waves down, 3 waves up. Okay, very easy correction. Now this is getting a little messy here. This little area here. Now let's look at longer term stochastics real quick and see what's going on. So you're still in a weekly cycle correction here until this line breaks. Now if this line breaks, then I think you have to start thinking about the lows in, but it's got a lot of work to do to even get close to that. So how's the daily cycle? Now the daily cycle, look, it's almost overbought here. It's going to get so at some point this daily cycle is going to melt down again when this line breaks. See, we're hugging it. So soon, I think soon enough, it should reverse. Now, um, the divergence here on the daily, so it's got 5 waves down. So to me, again, I'm just going to label this like a, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then an A, B, C, and then this should be your A, a B, and it should be C. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. That's what I'm thinking for now. Can C still extend? It can, as long as it's below this 183.44, but it could even go above that, and still, as long as it's still drop in C. So I still again, I don't want to buy it until it comes down to here. Also, I think it's on a higher degree correction. So we have the weekly. I think if we go to the monthly cycle and really look at it, you see that it's like it's ready. It's so ready to just puke the monthly cycle, which is the grand super cycle, and I expect that to break. Now it's being saved. It's like, oh my God, don't do it. No, please, God, no, don't crash Pepsi. It's, you know, again, one of those favorite dividend stop. But I think the GLP-1 has poisoned investors' appetite for these type of stocks right now. These consumer packaged, sugary, salty snack type stuff. So it's like a perfect storm. So we'll see how this plays out. I don't know how it's going to play out, but that's how I'm thinking. But no matter what happens here, I do think it's coming down. Now, let's look at the XLP and see if there's something in here that tells us what's going on here. All right, so XLP, again, we only had the 3 waves. Now, this is, we did see how we got this big push down. That's a really big capitulation on the weekly cycle. So that's interesting. Okay. And again, I hadn't looked at this. The monthly cycle, we are correct in the grand super cycle here. Here, as you can see, we did break it. Barely, but we pushed above it. It got saved, but it is a break. So in my system, it counts. But this is like, come on. Like, more than likely, it's going to come back down and finish the job. It almost seems to me like it's too, dip buyers got too aggressive, and it didn't really go as deep as I thought. So again, if you put the 2 here, fine, then that's something. But then it's going to still pull back, right? It's still an extended impulse that needs to correct. That could bring Pepsi down, but I actually think it's going to have another push lower. It just seems to me that we need another push lower still, even in this, just because of the degree we're in. Okay, that's all. I'm just, again, how it plays out, not sure how this area will be. And again, if we're correcting the whole thing, normally we come down to around the 4. Here's the 4 and the 3. So that's what I'm saying. This is really like, if this is really done and corrected the whole thing, then that's saying that you want to be in the staples in the next 2 to 3 years. It's going to be like being in the semis, and I just don't see that, given the sector, what I'm here, what's going on. But I don't trade the news, but I think this is the chart. I think it's better than 50-50 odds this drop's going to happen. Maybe I would say 70% chance of a drop like this. But there's really no way to know. It's tough. So the way I trade Pepsi is I just kind of wait. I don't fall in love with it. It's not like but hey, if it happens to be there one day, damn, I'm lucky and I'm going to buy it. It's a dividend paying stock that you'll never need to sell again. So I'm like, I got my eye on it. But I'm not going to be like just chasing this shit here. Okay. So I still think it's corrected. All right, S1 Dearborn. Yeah, there was some news they dropped coincidentally to pump the semis. They said, they said they won't do the restrictions, but then I heard that they could, the instructions could, the restrictions could not have an impact, and the keyword is could. So there's a lot of wording that some is like it will, it could, it may. So again, it's just news. And again, they have it timed per. It's all over everywhere. So it's perfect. They want to pump semis, guys. Kramer's desperate to pump semi. The people that want semis to pump because they know if the semis unravel, the stock market is toast. Like they need a pump, guys, and they're orchestrating a pump so that you can buy in and they could get out. That's what I think is happening. Again, poker. I'm thinking poker match. I'm thinking, what a coincidence that they dropped this news right in the buy areas of all the semis when they're so oversold. Why didn't they drop the news a week ago? There was perfect timing. And now there's just all the sellers just disappear out of nowhere and they're going to let this thing go as high as it can. And then something like, will come out and it'll be like, oh, never mind. And maybe they still will allow it, but then it's going to be like, oh, sales are down, they're in a recession. And then that's what really matters. So I just be careful chasing the news. The news is meant to manipulate the market in the end. That's how I look at it. I don't fall for the news. But yeah, they definitely got a lot of retail trapped on the news right now. All right, so ASML. Let's take a look how that's doing. So ASML. So see how we broke that. So we did have the more bullish setup. We didn't get it. So we're going to have to go to the more conservative count on our semis. And, it's just the way it goes. Again, I don't make the market. There was a potential really big setup, which is why we tried that. And we didn't get it. So what I'd be looking for is actually prices down in this area eventually. So the same thing, a bounce and failure is pretty much what I'll be looking for here. Looks like to me this is a clear impulse down with bullish divergence. So this is a very clean A wave. Very clean, perfect A wave of an ABC correction that's taken shape. So now we'll bounce, and then we'll come back down. So that's how I look at it. Maybe, and again, I don't know how high we'll bounce. This could be it. Like it could reverse right at the 4, and then on Monday it's already shit in the bed. I don't know, or it could fill the gap. I don't know the bounce. The bounce is unknown how that will go, but I believe it will fail. Especially as you can see, we have 5 beautiful waves down. So we're going to get another 5 down. And look, we have a nice head and shoulders pattern forming here. Look at that. Boom. Perfect. So let's form that right shoulder. So that's what I see in ASML. And again, when we come down here, this would be an absolute great buy. And the future will be bright. The future will be bright. Again, like I'm saying, the future is okay. The path to get there, painful. Painful. But the future is okay. But it's a painful journey potentially to get there. And also, I'm just giving you where I think it could go. Since it's a wave 2, it could actually come all the way back down. Wouldn't that be something? So, XRP, I think we called that higher, and I thought that's what's happening. So I think we got XRP right on our channel. I believe we called that higher. Yep, we sure did. So, there you go. Just follow the line. And again, this Y could go, use your imagination. Damn, it could go all the way out. I don't know where it will end. But yes, it's moving higher. And there's really no reason to continue. It looks like it's about to even really push out here. And we have a 1, 2. And again, I hate labeling it. Again, I could label this aggressive as a 1, 2, and it's going to moon here. Or it's still in 2, and it's a flat. And you get another push down to 51, and then you come out. Just can't tell yet. So I'll just label it like this, and you'll have to decide on your own. But this looks like 5 up, right? So and it looks like you'll at least get more upside eventually. Why is it so bullish? What happened? Did they take their lawsuits away or something, or get this back on Robinhood or something? I don't know. I wonder why it's so bullish. Oh, hey, whatever. Good job, whoever's in it. Uh, cool. All right. C Ryan, CHF ADRs. Yeah, let's see if we have those already done. If not, we'll do them here. AUK. Yeah, we'll just type them in. AUK UF. Again, another one of these go to zeros. Let's see if we got enough information. So you can't really label it properly. So all you know is there's some connector here, and then you have a bullish divergence. So probably like 1, 2. Yeah, I think the only way to label this properly, just looking at it here, why like that? And you need divergence arrays. So this needs to push. You need to push that down. So I'm willing to bet there's more downside coming, and then hopefully you can get a bigger bounce. So I'll just label it like this. Okay, something like that. And that's 1, 2. So yeah, see, I think it needs more downside. More downside. And you haven't really seen the full wave 3 yet. So I think it's going to go lower. And then at some point it ends, and you should get a big relief rally or out of it. Then Bay RY Bayer AG. Okay. All right, let's take a look. Wow. It's back to prices in 1996 and 5. Not sure. Not sure if anyone would want to ever own this, but there you go. Between the 4 and the 2, so it should find support right where we are. Isn't that something? It took a long time to get there, but we got there. This looks like some kind of 5-wave move. That's your connector right there. Let's go to the weekly time frame. So you are bottoming out right here. So I look at this. It's like an ABC correction, but it's like a historic, like it's like a catastrophic ABC correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And down. I mean, it doesn't look like this is complete to me. But somewhere around here is where I think it will end. Yeah, see, it's in the area of support, but it's it's tough. I think it's got more. I think it could bounce here in 4 and then drop a little bit more, but this is the area. Maybe I'll drop something like that. Looking at 5, it should make another push higher in the future at some point. It'll be rescued. DB. DB, let's take a look. So 3 waves, easy, A, B, C. It's pretty much obvious A, B, C here. The buy is at 494, and you tagged it exactly to the penny. Look at that. Damn. Boom. So that's the low. I mean, when you see something like that, that typically is how you. So right there would have been the buy. I don't even need to label it. So that's a bottom. So it's either forming a connector for the whole move, which essentially, if that low gets taken out, this shit's going to zero. It's like it's going to need a bailout or something. This to me looks like 5 up, boom, and then 3 up. So you should get one more high at least to finish the third wave. And then, like I always say, there's no guarantee for 5. 5 is never guaranteed. So unfortunately, 5 is never guaranteed. So you're just going to have to decide what you want to do, how you want to play this, depending on how this area looks. And you get this 5th wave. But at some point, you get that 5th wave. If you even get it, then there'll be a big pullback again. So that's the most likely path. But again, once you make the 3, it could just start pulling back and then break this low, and it goes into a death spiral. Okay. Thanks for the super chat, Ryan Toller. So I've got a few more minutes here. Let's look at some of the TMF and TNA. TMF. Okay, TMF guys. We're still bullish on that, and it did do that flat. Someone asked me about, and I was like, hey, where's my entry? And I was able to show them an opportunity, and they actually would have got filled here in this area. We did get that flat. So the flat looks like it's finished, and we're pushing higher into this third wave. It's like, does the market already know the Fed? Is the Fed going to lower rates today? I mean, the way this market's acting, it's like they think the Fed's lowering rates today in a surprise move, especially this bond market. Really weird. But again, somebody always knows, right? Somebody always knows. And this just gapped up, right? So yeah. So there you go. Something like that. Something like that. Why don't we actually, we'll be a little more conservative. Again, I'm going to try to be more conservative given the markets. We'll just say that's the 1 and 2 there. And now we're in 3. So looks like we're starting to push out of this and really make this move that we've been looking for. You know, if we take this peak out on this third move, if we can't get much higher, I will throw out there. There is a possibility. There is one bearish scenario that's possible where you get a W, you get like an X, and you get a bigger flat that comes back down to like 46. But no matter what happens in this area, we should be out of this. So again, it's just hard to tell where the market's going to go. I think, look, it's been trying so hard to come out of this downtrend. So here we are again. Here we are again, trying to bust out to get up to these upper areas. All right, and then what's the next one here? TNA, the levered Russell fund. How's that doing? 4. All right, so I'm looking for a 4 wave. Now, where are we trading now? Let's take a look. Really, is the Russell down right now? I thought everything's pumping. It's kind of weak. Okay, it's kind of weak right now. All right, well, whatever. So here's how I look at the Russell, guys. On the TNA. So I had it something like this. So again, looking for something. Again, I've just charted a bullish move. I still will call it a 4. Now, if this breaks, it could still be in 4 as well. It doesn't really change anything to me. So I think from my point of view, this is really in a tough area because you only have 3 up here and you have 5 down, which we observed that in the Russell already, that 5 down, which I didn't like. So it wouldn't surprise me to see something like this. It still just doesn't. It wouldn't surprise me. So I'm still leaving that as the label, and if it is, there's potential buy here. But I would still be careful buying that because the Russell itself has a possibility have already peaked, right? We've talked about this, that it may have already peaked here. So you just have to be careful with it. So that's where we are now. We take these highs out, then obviously the 4's in, and then you have like a 1 2 1 2, and then you're going to get push up. Then you're going to get to this 240 area that we're hoping for all along. So that's how I look at that one. All right, just jumping around here. Just got a couple more minutes. I can stay on. DJT. I'll do DJT real quick because everybody likes that. And I do have my eye on that because we could define our risk pretty easily soon, I think. Let me find this thing here. DJT. Alrighty, there it is. Okay. Once we break this low, which we're about to do, we're in the buy area. So honestly, let's look at the divergences and check them out. Okay, good. We erased divergence. So it could bottom at any moment. Maybe it could still push a little lower, but now you have to do what's best for you. There is a buy opportunity here, and DJT is long, but your stop loss has to be this low here at 24.77. So you have to decide, am I willing to take this loss for this potential upside, or are you going to play and let it push lower? You'll just have to kind of decide for yourself what you want to do there. But technically, we've had this chart for a while, and eventually here we are. Right? We had the short here. We knew this was going to be a fake out because we had that lower low here. And now it's in the final stages if it could keep above this high. If it can stay above this high, it's looking okay. Last minute super chat coming in. Let's take a look. Thanks, Anonymous. Let's look at BCHG. Crypto is really tricky right now. It is a tricky, because especially now if the dollar index is breaking down, crypto could be ready to go higher. So again, Bitcoin can either be in a larger flat or it could be in the baby flat here. I'm leaning towards this baby flat if the dollar index is breaking down. So that's just something to think about. And of course, Bitcoin Cash, I looked at it here. You had a bounce in 2, you came up in 3, and now you're in 4. Again, now this could also be a 1-2, right? It could just keep pushing. So let's see where that 4 bounces. Again, guys, Bitcoin Cash is very bullish. See, it hasn't really hit the target we wanted, so it could still go a little lower. But that's that. So let's go to crypto, BCHG. I still won't buy it until it's in this box. I mean, I wouldn't, if I was trading it, I would say I personally not trading this because we bought it here, right? Now, we had 5 waves up. At some point you take profit, right? I took profit, so I'm out. But if I'm going to rebuy it again, I'm going to buy it here, right here, against this low at 785. But I won't buy it here. I just won't. So yeah, I think it's still going to go lower. I won't chase it here. I just won't do it. I'm just disciplined and I won't do it. But if it comes in here, yeah, why not? What the hell, right? Why not? Give it a shot. LTCN, and again, I would stop out here for sure if I decide to do that. LTCN. So I said it's dangerous, right? Because if we broke this low, now I think we're right on the low, right? Or did we break it? We broke it. Okay. So let's look. This is the high. It looks like it's down in 3. It looks like to me this is just a triple connector. It's something like this. So the way I would trade this is, again, we knew this was more bearish than any of them because of the way it came off the low, right? Always had a clue that this was pretty bearish. It's got to go down more. Now, how we get the path we get there, obviously is going to be choppy and violent. But I would definitely think it's going to bleed down because the premium's too high. 17, that's like saying Litecoin's like, what, $200 or something a Litecoin. Litecoin's what traded in like 65 bucks. Like this thing's got like a 400, 500%. This premium's too high. It's got to bleed down. So I'm not surprised it broke down, to be honest. But I don't like trading it anymore. I don't like trading it anymore. I do believe it will bounce around, but I believe now that broke, we'll be going down to these areas down here, down in this area, which would be a better premium, right? Probably should be trading at, if the premium was rational, it'd probably be at $6 or $7 would be probably the right area for it to trade, given the price of Litecoin right now. Just people overpaid the premium here. They just lost control, and some people get confused. They're like, oh, this is like $44 a Litecoin. It isn't, guys. It's not 44. It's like $440 a Litecoin. That's what you're buying. And see, a lot of mom and pop guys buy that and they don't know. They're just like, oh, it's Litecoin. I'll buy it. It's 44 bucks. It's a good deal. And they don't understand the premiums in these products. So anyway, that's how I look at that. And we just did Wolf. Wolf, we're calling a corrective structure now in just 3 waves. Again, the 4th and 5th is never guaranteed. We didn't get it. We got 5 down. We're going to get 5 down. So I'm looking for a 4 and a 5 and then a rally. And then, of course, that rally will fail and then push lower. Because this is too big. This drop is too big now. So it's a connector for this. So it's moving in 3 swings, 3 swings. So it could come down and then it could actually go back up. But for right now, I would just trade it like this, given how extended this 3 is. Yeah, I did silverware already. I did that already. Or no, did I? I don't know. Let me go back. I did a silver update already. But I don't know if that's a stock or what that is. Silverware. Yeah, I did silver already. The silver, yeah. We could look at it. The market's opened. What's going on? Wow, Dow's weak. So it's just a rotation. Money sloshing back and forth. Left pocket to the right pocket. Nothing new's coming into the market. It's just confusion from traders, investors. It's just money's moving from the left pocket to your right pocket. There is no net gain. That's all this is. It's just noise and shit. But good. Yeah, no, the pump should feel good. Let the late short squeeze. I mean, I took profit on my short a long time ago, right? I told you I shorted tech here, and then I got out somewhere in this cluster of shit here. And then I'll be looking to get back short again if I can get a clear 3 waves somewhere. But you guys, your late shorts, they're gonna get blown up, and that's what's happening. But that's a market for you. So let's see. Yeah, silver. By the way, go back to silver. Yeah, it's moving up like we thought, and like I said, if the Fed does a surprise rate cut, this shit's going much higher today. And honestly, the dollar index is collapsing. I think the 4 is in. Obviously, the 4 is in. So this pivot holds. So this was a good trade. I know it was scary, and there was a bearish scenario I showed everybody. So those things, but this was still an opportunity that could have been there for a long position on the 5. Now. This bounce is strong, so if this pivot breaks, I would leave the trade, because then I think it's most likely it's going to break this level, and it's something very horrible happening. So we definitely want this level to hold now, if you're a silver investor. So you have some good define risk here in the trade. Yeah, see, you're correct in the whole leg. This whole leg is over. 30 over par. Let's look at our two MU. MU is should be doing pretty well, right? Everybody's piling into semis again. MU was in the buy area here. I do believe it's just like the rest of the semis, a bounce and failure come in. But let's look at everything, just in case, you know, just in case. Definitely see the daily cycle needs a bounce, right? So that's where we're going to get a bounce here. The weekly cycle, see, broke. So it's going to bounce and it probably come back down. So it's a bounce and failure situation. This wave 2 took from January 3rd to September to September. So that's what, 9 months? It's only been June to July. So this thing's got a long time. I mean, that's what I'm saying. This correction is just getting, which, you know, it's a higher degree correction. It's a higher degree correction. But, you know, but here you go. That's what it looks like to me. Something like that. Something like that is what I'm thinking. But yeah, now that it's bouncing like this, I mean, you could, as a trader, you know, just go long at 109 and put your stop at 102, and maybe you even get lucky and the chart's wrong and this is the bottom, and then you can break this high and make a wave 5 high and get out. I mean, so there's a lot of ways to trade this now that you're getting this bounce. So you can get, you know, but now that you have the bounce, you still haven't ended the cycle officially, though, by the way, so it still needs to go a little bit higher to confirm the connector wave has started. But that's how I look at it. But it looks like it's bouncing. And then ALB, let's take a look at that. ALB, Albemarle is so close to the buy area. Just been taking a lot of patience to get there. 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, and then let's look at where the RSI is. Yeah, so there's your third. There's your connector. So now you need 5 down. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's going to grind a little lower. It should grind a little lower, but it's getting close. You're almost there. The ideal buy point is this trend line, right? That's the ideal, but that's still a big drop from where we are, right? That's $68. So, you know, you may have to ladder in a little bit, but it's getting close to the end. But there is some divergence. Let's see, the monthly's okay. This is a monthly correction, but I would like to take this low out here. So I think it needs more downside. I wouldn't buy it yet, but it's tempting for sure. It's tempting. Would you short Nvidia here? No way. So this is a good lesson on trading technique, right? So Nvidia, the way I would trade Nvidia is this, guys. Let me find it here, somewhere in here. There it is. Okay. So we're getting the bounce, right? As expected. Most likely that bounce is going to fail. Okay. So how do I trade it? Would I short it here? No, because the bounce, I mean, again, the bounce could do a lot of things, right? So we have 3 waves down. Great. We're bouncing. The bounce should have 3 waves. Now, what if it's a flat and it does that? It could do that. You short here, you're still destroyed. So what you do is you got to wait. You got to wait until you see, like you see here, like a nice 3 waves. Like, see how you see a nice 3 waves? You need to just wait and let the shape of the correction take itself. And then if you get something like a nice shape, then you start to short on the third leg, on this leg, when it's the equal distance of the A. And then you start shorting it, if that's a shape you get. So you wouldn't short it here. You would just kind of wait for the bounce to take shape. That's how I would trade it. Right now, I just kind of watch. You could try to, you could try to play the long side with a stop at 102, and then just let the market stop you out. Just play it. Just like, hey, I'll market buy it at 113. I know I could lose down to 102, but I'll just play, and maybe it chops around and we stay supported. I can get out at 122 in the future, and it's a good, I make some upside because it's clear we have a reversal here, right? It's a reversal. So to me, that's the only way to play this right now. But then when you get that nice three waves, and yeah, then short away, then you just play for that final push lower. But right now, the bounce could be a lot of things. It could become a triangle. It could be a three-wave zigzag, like I have here, or it could go all the way up and be a flat and actually break this high, only to come back and rip lower and crash. So many things. But it's clear to me that people are, it is technically ready to bounce, and that's where the buy area was right here. But like I said, bounce should fail. And if you really look at it, the bounce is still not strong enough, so we still can't put W in. It's still not official. So believe it or not, I mean, I'm saying W is in, but it may not be actually. So wouldn't that be something to get it to come right back down here again to like 98, and then you get the bounce that everyone is praying for, right? Which wouldn't that be something if that happens in the next couple days, too? But again, we need this to push a little higher to confirm the low. LC from my last super chat. Okay, yeah, if I missed that, let's go to that real quick. Lending Club. All right, so Lending Club here. Looks like it's three waves. Not in the chart. Our size is not going to help us here. So the only way to label it is to just go from bullish from the low. And look at these waves again. You see there's no divergence. It looks very much like a three-wave move to me. Let's look at the daily though. Yeah, I mean, it looks like to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 connector, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it only looks like a three-wave move. So this is probably just a connector wave. This is probably just like some kind of connector wave. And then this is an impulse, and we're correcting the impulse here. So the question is when is it done? It could be done at any moment because it looks like it's already made its swing up, and it's going to be in the sell area. So this is the sell area, and it'll be interesting to see if it can get through it. If you want to try to short it, you'll have to definitely know when to stop out of that and close that short if it goes against you. But I do believe it's something like this, and it could just go lower. So we'll have to wait and see. Now like I said, the two can extend, so it is a very risky play here, but there's a lot of reward possibly. So good luck with that. All right, JR, Vimeo. All right, so we'll again won't be able to help from the RSI. Now, right away you see we broke this low here, right here, in three waves, and then we've come up in three here. So right away this is suspect, the chart for me. So I would look at it as something like this. So I think it's going to do something like this, and then this will fail and go all the way back down. So I think it's going to push higher. Just looking at it, to me, I think it'll push higher. But I would stop out at 352, and then if it's the case, then this is just at the connector, and then it's just going to collapse again. So I think I'll be looking for a push higher like that. ZI. Zoom info. Let's take a look at that. Some kind of impulse down. Looks like a flat correction to me of some kind, right? Looks like it should be ended soon at any moment, right? Let's see here. Yeah, let's label this properly. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3. So yeah, we're in. So this should end at any moment. So it's tough to say exactly, but it looks close to finishing. You know, maybe it could push a little bit lower just to get a little bit better in this area here, but it may have already bottomed right there. All right, good luck with that. The problem with the Qs, the reason I think it's corrected is a bigger cycle is because of NVIDIA. I relate it to NVIDIA. NVIDIA's in a weekly cycle correction, and a lot of the tech stocks are as well. And really the Qs is just a makeup of those stocks. So weekly cycle correction takes a lot of time. It doesn't happen. It usually will bounce and fail a weekly cycle. That's typically what happens. It also, my forecast lines up with other traders that use completely different systems that I follow. They're also predicting the correction to continue through mid to end of August as well into maybe even early September. So when all those things line up, I have a lot of confidence, or we'll all have to be wrong, which we can be, right? It's possible, but when you have other traders that use different systems, don't even use Elliott waves, saying the same thing, then it's probably like, it's probably onto something, right? But maybe I'm wrong, you know, but chances are I'm not. And then there's people on YouTube saying the same thing, right? Where there's a lot of people that have a lot of more followers than me, and they're talking about the gap fills and then probably a lower low, right, on technology, and I agree with that. But I don't know if we'll fill these gaps. I'll be honest. I think it seems too obvious, too easy. But I would be careful of this connector doing something like this here, guys, and maybe we touch this this neckline, and then we just get a massive rejection on this neckline. Just be careful that that doesn't play out and there's no gap fill. Okay, I just caution you guys. This is gotta be a good trader to be trading these waves now. With the how's the volatility doing? Let's look. See, they really. Let's see here. So we're down. So yeah, this is the buyer and the volatility. So yeah, maybe if we could push higher, the volatility could push into this area. Then we can make that final swing up to this area that I've highlighted, or even higher. But it looks like to me, yeah, it wants to push lower a little bit. So I'm just saying be cautious, but nothing certain. I can be wrong, you know. I can be wrong. So that's all. That's all. Do what's best for you. I just always give you the forecast that I think is what I think is most likely. All right. All right. I got to wrap up. If I didn't get to your question, you can count on it. I'll be back online, and we'll get to it. Good luck trading to guys, and